Hello, this is Poodles, and welcome to a pretty neat video I got going on today. So, we're in Minecraft, which is a PNB thing that's kind of gets overlooked considered how much me and Bonnie have played the game within our lifetime. And today I'm going to be touring a very large house that I built a very long time ago. So, I don't think we actually ever mentioned this on the channel, but I have this series of mansions that I build every December and have been for the past roughly 10 years. I build like one house per year. And so I've always thought for actually like a good 4 or 5 years now that it might be cool to go through and get some videos out of them by touring the different mansions. And so this is the first one. This is 2016 Christmas Mansion 1. They don't have names. I just refer to them by number. So this is the first one. And that was the dining room. This is the only mansion that has the dining room, like, not in the back. Actually, the second one, I think, is like that. Yeah, we already went through a couple of the pre-rooms there, but there was nothing really to say about the rooms in that hallway besides the dining room. Because the dining room was pretty cool, but it was just a room with, like, a table, and then one room that was like the coat room. Yeah, and then that was the living room. You saw the kitchen a second ago. This is a movie theater. Now we get to the more fancy rooms, the rooms that you wouldn't really use as frequently as the others. The giant theater. This is a spa. Kind of an odd room, but I think it looks cool. And then those little pillar things have water inside of them, which I think looks pretty cool. By the way, this whole thing is in all the mansions except for one were built in the city texture pack, which is my favorite texture pack. I think it looks really cool, and it just makes the mansions better in general. This is the courtyard. We got a little table. Yeah. Since I was doing the intro, I didn't really comment on any of those, like, pre-rooms at the beginning. As I mentioned, there was ones in that first little hallway. There was one room that was kind of like this, supposed to be like a machine room that's like, I don't really know how to describe it. I think it was originally supposed to be like a boiler room. But it's kind of interpretable. It just has random blocks in it that sort of represent, like, technology. It's like, that's where you go if, like, the power goes out, you know. The breaker is probably in there. The controls for things, and the boiler and the heater. That was the parents' bedroom, which has a little bit of an orange and green look to it. And this is the girls' bedroom. The first couple mansions are a little sexist. They kind of color code things based on gender in a way that's not very modern, but yeah, this first mansion will always be very nostalgic to me, and it has a lot of charm. There's the boys' bedroom. And I also decided to tour all of these at night, because the way we kind of did the tradition is that on Christmas, I'll build it in, like, the November and December leading up till Christmas, and then on Christmas Eve, we tour it at night. So it's like the night before Christmas, you know? And then this is the bathroom. There was another bathroom on the first floor that we saw. The tour's not quite over yet because there's some stuff outside. I tried to show this a little earlier, but you can see it better here. This staircase is just awful. There's no, like, railing, and you can really easily fall down at the top, and it's just straight up dangerous. Like, you could die almost if you fall off that thing. Yeah, and we are back in that little hallway. It's just such a charming mansion. Like, this was back before I really planned things out, and you can get a little bit of a look at some future mansions back there. Try to ignore those. We'll get to them someday. Maybe not this December, but maybe in a few. That there was the greenhouse. Just has a couple flowers and things. And now we're heading around the back. You can see through some of the windows in there back to the living room and the kitchen. This is the pool. Have a little bit of a swim around in that. I always thought those prismarine brick blocks looked pretty good for the pool. And then this here is the hedge maze. This is the only mansion of them all that has a hedge maze. Maybe I should add one to the mansion I'm doing this year, which is, we're on Christmas Mansion 9 this year, which if you do the math, you'll find that if the first was in 2016, then the math doesn't really work out. I did skip 2023 because I had nothing to build it on, because, like, my device wasn't working. Okay, there you go. You can see I sped up the footage of me going through the mains because it was rather boring. And now I'm just going to give a quick overview of the mansion. You can see previews of the second and third to the right. Try to ignore those. You can see the pool from above, the windows from the bedrooms. The parents' bedroom actually doesn't have a window. But, yeah, and then this is me flying in sort of an odd manner because I'm trying to avoid accidentally showing this year's mansion because I don't know if, like, Bonnie's watching this or something. But that is Christmas Mansion 1. Pretty quaint, very old. I built this when I was, like, 7 maybe. But yeah, that's about the end of this video, so goodbye.